Greetings and welcome once again to another exciting episode of Career TV. My name is Faith Nhlambi, your presenter for today. Today we're going to focus on people who keep us safe on the ground and in the skies. From the time you purchase your flight ticket up until you get to your destination, the aviation security community provides multiple layers of security. On today's episode, we've got two exciting guests who are subject matter experts with regards to aviation security. I've got Marissa and also Shiksha, who will be helping us know more about aviation securities and the layers that entail with them. Good day, ladies.
Good day, Faith.
Good day, Faith.
Can you please explain to me what aviation security is and the importance of it?
Aviation security refers to the measures taken to safeguard civil aviation against acts of unlawful interference. Unlawful interference could be acts of terrorism, sabotage, bombing, threat to life or property. So basically, aviation security is about safeguarding the traveling public, general aviation and commercial aviation. We want to ensure that the traveling public, the aircraft and building facilities are safe and secure from the time of takeoff to the time of landing. And why is aviation security important? Well, we all would remember what is called the 9/11 attacks, where two airplanes flew into the Twin Towers, and this caused a lot of trouble. A lot of people lost their lives. So aviation security is important here because it aims to prevent such things from happening. Another reason why aviation security is important is because it generates economic growth. It supports the businesses that are trading. We live in a global village. The movement of people internationally is supported by aviation security.
This is very interesting now that you've actually broadened the scope from what we actually think. Marissa, do you want to elaborate with regards to the importance of this of aviation security?
Yes, thank you, Faith. Yes, there's five departments in our aviation security division. We've got airports and airlines. We've got training and certification, operational support, dangerous goods, and cargo. So it's basically the steps that a passenger or staff will follow from when they get to the airport and obviously to their job, and also where passenger would depart for their flight and cargo being loaded onto the aircraft.
That is very interesting. Now, you mentioned dangerous good. Shikshat, would you like to elaborate with regards to dangerous goods? Because in my perception, by the time I board the aircraft, there shouldn't be any form of dangerous goods.
Sure, Faith. Dangerous goods are articles or substances that are capable of posing a hazard to the health, safety, or the environment when being transported. Examples of dangerous goods are radioactive material, explosives, corrosives, flammable liquids. These are also commodities that we use daily, like our lithium batteries in our laptops, household bleach, paints. So for items like these to be transported safely by air, the quantities needs to be limited in order for it to be safe to travel. Packaging must be done correctly, and shipping needs to be done by a DG person that is trained and qualified in dangerous goods. Failure to do so may endanger the aircraft and the occupants. A lot of DG are carried by air as cargo, so we then have cargo security. But cargo security is very closely linked to dangerous goods. However, cargo security encompasses other goods such as furniture, tradable items, and for items like these to be transported safely, cargo security then requires that these goods be security screened. So this is done by various methods such as X-ray operations, dog handlers, and explosive trace detection. The devices that we use today, most of them are flown in from other countries. For example, our cell phones, our laptops, our tablets. These are flown in from other countries. And these items wouldn't have reached us if aviation security didn't make sure that through cargo, these items were loaded safely and securely, and through dangerous goods procedures so that the plane doesn't catch on fire. So the role of a dangerous goods or cargo inspector is to ensure, enforce, regulate, and monitor the safe transport of dangerous goods and cargo by air.
Now, Marissa, with regards to airports, airlines, and training certification, how does this fit in this whole puzzle?
So it's the process that's been followed from the passenger gets into the parking bay where they'll park their vehicle. That's why the landside security is so important. And that means from any time from the parking area to into the terminal building till you get to the security screening point, that is seen as the public area as well. So the person will proceed through that process to the check-in counter where they'll be asked dangerous goods questions and also being asked security questions such as, have you packed your bag yourself? Have you got harmful articles with you? If you've got a hold baggage bag, it will be tagged and it will be sent to the hold baggage system where it also will be screened. The passenger will then be asked to provide their identification document to verify that the person that is standing at the check-in counter is the person that's going to travel. Then after that process, they will proceed to the security screening point where the cabin baggage will go through X-ray and any items that they have in their pockets and any other items they've got with them will go through the X-ray machine. The person will go through the AMD where they will be detected for metal. And if to resolve that alarm, if it does go off, the person will be physically screened or the use of a handheld metal detector, depends what the procedure is of that airport. Then they will proceed to the boarding gate where profiling will again be conducted. The people will get onto the aircraft. They will be in that process before the passenger get on board. The aircraft will be searched and ensure that nothing is on board that's prohibited and so forth. Then hold baggage will be protected on the ramp as well from any interference. Then cargo and dangerous goods items will be loaded from the ramp onto the aircraft as well with obviously specific documentation. And then passengers will be allowed, the crew will go on board, ensure that everything's correct. And that's where catering comes in as well. We do air traffic navigation service providers, security programs as well. Also, our oversight is airports and airlines, air traffic navigation services, and catering service providers. So that makes the whole process of a passenger getting on board and the secure of the aircraft.
It's interesting that you mention all these aspects with regards to aviation security, from the screening of my bag, screening me, and also the food that I actually get on board, that aviation security is involved actively to that. Now, with this aviation security, where did your passion for aviation begin?
I grew up in a town in the Wall Triangle called Vereniging. And as children, my parents used to take us to Johannesburg for outing monthly. So one of them was to go to OR Tambo International Airport to observe aircraft taking off and landing. So it started all there, but however, at school, I had to get, my parents would have wanted me to study further. So the subjects that I took was biology and economics, just to ensure that I've got tertiary admission. I did my BA degree, Bachelor's of Art, in major subjects of communication, business and personal psychology, and tourism management. Thereon, my dream was always to fly. And I pursued that dream by becoming a flight attendant in 2004 with Nationwide Airlines. Thereafter, later in my years, was Sulenta Aviation Security Manager. And now for the last 4 years, I've been with the Civil Aviation Authority as an Airports and Airlines Inspector. And it's such an honor to be working for the authority and obviously ensuring compliance and having everyone safe on the ground and in the air. And also overseeing airports and airlines in the borders of South Africa. Also with that, it is just also the opportunity to develop our skills and also obtaining qualifications.
And Shiksha, your passion, where did that begin for aviation?
Well, I grew up in a beautiful little town in Verulam, that's north of Durban, KwaZulu-Natal. So airplanes very seldomly flew by, and when they did, my grandfather and I would quickly walk outside and admire these planes. So my passion for aviation actually began at the age of 8 when my family and I flew overseas on holiday. This was my first air travel, and I was totally in love with this experience. I was completely fascinated with the idea of being in the sky. My career in aviation started when I joined SACA many years ago, and my passion for aviation grew even greater. I was very fortunate enough to grow within SACA. Over and above my academic degree, I gained the relevant aviation experience and training required and grew to inspectorate level.
Now, it's interesting where the passion actually happens. I get from both your stories that it started with seeing these aircrafts. If not from outside the backyard, it's from a viewing deck. Now, I am a passenger, or I am a person who doesn't know aviation security, and I'm still doing that. I rush outside to actually look at these planes. Now, where do I start with regards to in high school? What subjects do I need to take into consideration? And on a senior level, where can one study if I want to become or basically part in aviation security?
I would say from a matric, from a perspective of finishing school, grade 12 would be a minimum requirement.
And with regards to the senior, on a senior's perspective, where can one study for aviation security?
IATA is one of for the operators, especially air carrier aviation security, and ICAO for airport compliance as well. Yes.
Interesting. Shiksha, can you add on to that with regards to where can one study with aviation security?
Sure, Faith. Over and above your tertiary education, SACA does require that you study with the aviation-specific schools. These schools are approved by SACA and are published on the SACA website.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Now that I'm done with sky gazing, I've done a course or training with regards to aviation security. What are the jobs that are available with regards to aviation security?
So, Faith, there are a lot of opportunities, career opportunities available in the different levels of this chain. At airport level, we would have security screeners, cargo handlers, dangerous goods handlers. Then we would have dangerous goods specialists, dangerous goods instructors. And then on the senior level, we would then have the CAA inspectors, that's the dangerous goods inspectors, cargo security inspectors, and then management upwards.
And Marissa?
For revolving of threats in aviation, we're looking at cybersecurity specialists. We're looking at security risk management. We're also looking at security managers for airports, aircraft operators. We're looking at agents, check-in agents, boarding agents, public health and safety for airports, landside security. All of them are related to aviation training and so forth as well. Then also all the type of inspectors that you get in the civil aviation, and also other authorities.
It's very interesting that you also mentioned that, and from what I'm taking from this episode and the information that's given, it's not only one aspect, but it's an umbrella of aviation security. So there's a variety where people can actually go out and find out different aspects of aviation securities. And in closing, Shiksha, are there any last words of wisdom that you'd like to give to the viewers?
Definitely. Believe in yourself because it starts with you. Your determination and hard work will definitely get you to your goal. So aim higher. The sky is not the limit.
True. This is just an office. And Marissa, to add on to that?
Just pursue every opportunity that you get, and eventually you'll make it. And Rome wasn't built in one day. So just keep going and never give up.
That is very true. Thank you for those words of encouragement as well. Thank you once again for joining us on this episode of Career TV. If you have any feedback, comments, or questions in pertaining to this episode, please do not hesitate to put it on the comments section. Please also follow the CAA on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel and press on that notification button to be notified of any of our monthly Career TV episodes.